Good evening. This is the City of Twinsburg Planning Commission meeting for Monday, November 21st, 2022. Roll call.
Mr. Shipley?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here.
Mr. Kleinman?
Here.
Mr. Cohen?
Present.
Mr. Shebeck?
If we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We begin this evening with a public hearing for final site plan request. We have two items, both for Crown Hill Cemetery, Chapel Mausoleum, new and a replacement mausoleum. The applicant could please come forward, name and address, and you're presenting to the community this evening of what you're planning on doing out there.
No pressure. My name's Tim Gorgas. I represent Matthews Gibraltar Mausoleum and Crown Hill Cemetery. And my address is 1827 Middle Road, and that's Glenshaw, Pennsylvania. 15116 if you need
Thank you.
We're here tonight. The first building that we were working on for Crown Hill was, we're calling it an L-shaped building. It's a replacement mausoleum to an existing one on site. The building is, part of the structure is, it's clad in granite, and the hangers are so old that they're failing. So it's actually less expensive for us to replace the building with a new one than it is to try to fix up the old one. The intention is, once that building is, that L-shaped building is constructed and the client has notified all the families, there's legal involved of disentombing and re-entombing bodies into the new mausoleum. The existing building will eventually get torn down, but it only is going to happen when everything is moved over to the new building. That one isn't, again, it's just a replacement building. And then the other building is on the other side of the cemetery, and that one is a new building for, I hate to say it, but it's additional inventory for the cemetery. We as a society are getting away from traditional ground burials and more into mausoleums because of the price of land. And more of us are going to cremations. So in the mausoleum, there's going to be a combination of crypts as well as niches for cremains.
Okay, anything else? This is the opportunity for members of the community to come forward and speak either for or against, or raise any questions on this item. Anybody from the community? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing at 7:05 and we'll roll in to the work session agenda, which is the same two items, the final site plan request for Crown Hill Cemetery for both the new the new chapel mausoleum and the replacement mausoleum. Anything else you'd like to share with Planning Commission?
Other than the fact that both buildings are needed for the cemetery for obvious purpose or obvious reasons.
All right, thank you. I don't have any questions. I think this is pretty straightforward from what I can see. David, any comments or questions?
Nothing for me.
Craig?
No, I mean, I guess the replacement one that you're building new, it's, well, I guess it all complies with all the requirements, right? The new building requirements.
Yeah, the zoning wise, yeah, and then construction wise, it'll have to meet anything based on the building code.
The L-shaped building or replacement building has already really been through the building permit process and it's been approved. We didn't realize that we needed to come here first. And I was here in August for the Architecture Review Board meeting, and then the next thing you know, we got the building permit. We've had to take a step back.
Cart before the horse.
Yeah.
Right. There were some
Okay.
misunderstandings.
Understand, that does happen sometimes. Michael, comments or questions?
Is there any, do you anticipate any issues with the re-entombing, working with the families?
No, it's all legal now. It's up in, it's in lawyers' hands. It's far beyond, we need to get the building constructed though, so that they can start the process and move the bodies over to the new structure. You know, the Crown Hill Cemetery's legal department is working with the families and the local governmental agencies to make sure that everything's done by the letter of the law.
Thanks for traveling here, and I did not know niche was a term of art. Now I learned something new, so I appreciate it.
It's a niche market, you know. Yeah.
Thanks so much, sir. I have nothing else, sir.
Thank you, Scott. Any,
Nothing from the city at this time. Thank you.
Lynn, anything else Planning Commission should be aware of regarding
I
this?
was just curious really about on the existing mausoleum, when it's demolished, it looks like the concrete area around the structure is to remain. Would that be landscaped
Mhm.
or just
The
removed?
intention, everything's gonna be
Yeah, okay.
removed. And long down the road, long
Yeah.
after I'm retired, they've got plans to have, you know, another building potentially
Okay.
built there.
Okay.
If the market
Stays
stays the way
moving
it's
in this
going.
direction.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately,
at this time, we're going to have a total demolition. There won't be anything left.
there's gonna be nothing left except grass.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
that's
it'll
good.
be
Okay.
restored to the way it was. Now, there's still gonna be a sidewalk along the road, or along the wall.
Sure.
It's just, you know,
Where the building was itself will be gone.
the
It'll
building
be-
and the surrounding walkways, for all intents and purposes, will be removed. It's just gonna be one walkway around, because it's a way to get into the complex.
Yeah, nope,
Right.
that's logical. Is that it, Lynn?
That's it?
All right, don't go anywhere. Geez, it's 7:08. That's the end of the work session, so we'll go into the regular meeting agenda. The first item is the approval of the October 17th, 2022 minutes. Any comments or corrections to those minutes?
Move to accept them without reading.
Nope, I'll second that.
All right, they are accepted as submitted. Thank you, gentlemen. So the first of the two items that we'll be moving on for the final site plan for Crown Hill Cemetery is for the new chapel and mausoleum. Is there any last comments or questions for the applicant? Anything else you'd like to share? All right, here we go. Upon reliance upon representations made by the applicant and their representative, along with the submitted site plan for Crown Hill Cemetery, new mausoleum and chapel, 8592 Darrow Road, permanent parcel number 64-03683, date stamped received October 27, 2022. I move for final site plan approval.
I'll second.
Second by David. Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Kleinman?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Final site plan is approved 4-0 for the new building. I'd like to make another motion upon reliance upon representations made by the applicant and their representative, along with the submitted site plan for Crown Hill Cemetery Replacement Mausoleum, 8592 Darrow Road, permanent parcel number 64-03683, date stamp received October 18th, 2022. I move for final site plan approval.
I'll second.
Second by Craig. Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Cohen?
Yes?
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Kleinman?
Yes.
Final approved 4-0. Thank you for making the trip. How long was your ride into Twinsburg?
It's normally like 2 hours, but I hit construction, and I could have been here much earlier, but my daughter just moved to out Parma, and
Oh.
I had dinner with her and her fiance tonight, so.
Well, I feel better that you didn't make the trip all that way for this, but we were happy to have
I was
you.
gonna come whether she was here or not, but, you know, it was nice to see her. I'm gonna see her in 2 days, because she's coming to Pittsburgh.
Oh, coming to see you. All right, so next, this will go to City Council.
We'll go to City Council tomorrow night. It's our bureaucratic requirement. You're not asked to be there.
Okay.
Our council representative, Mr. Barr, will,
Yeah, typically council
Yeah.
would affirm the decision made this evening by planning commission. As Mr. Weaver said, it's sort of a housekeeping item, but Sean just take up the issue.
We're planning on making formal submission for building permit and whatnot, but we have to go through, I'll be back up on the 15th of December for the
ARB for the
Architecture Review
chapel.
Board for the chapel building.
Okay.
Unfortunately, these buildings they're cast in place concrete,
Okay.
so we're really fighting the weather.
Yeah.
We might try to get the L-shaped building started,
Yeah.
but we're hoping for a spring start on the other building. So,
All right.
anything else, don't hesitate to reach
All
out.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Communications and miscellaneous. Lynn sent out a 2023 Planning Commission meeting and submission schedule. Did anybody have any comments or questions or see any conflicts on those dates? I will start by saying I did ask Lynn prior to tonight's meeting. If you notice, there's now only one meeting a month as opposed to the 2 meetings. That's just an administrative thing as far as the amount of work that it's taking to process things and to simplify it for them. However, if it ever came down to needing another meeting, if we were all available, they would add one in. But it's only going to, for now, tentatively have scheduled one meeting per month, except for July, which is our break. Anybody see any conflicts or issues?
Yeah, the April 17th, I know I'll be out of town at a company meeting.
Well, I can't guarantee I'll be here for all of them, but I know there's no conflicts with anything else.
I just know that's one I can't make.
That you know ahead of time. That's all right. All right, Lynn, so we don't have to move on this, right? It's just,
No,
you just need to make sure so you can
Yeah.
post it and go forward with that.
Right, well, we still have a chance to, if we're gonna publish this,
Right.
it's just good to get as many eyes on it as possible.
Agree. Well, I always appreciate that, so I can
Yeah.
check for conflicts with Jewish holidays, so thank you for that. Anything in communications, David?
Nothing.
Craig?
I have nothing, Mark.
Michael?
Stay warm.
Stay warm and dry. Scott, anything?
Happy Thanksgiving, members of the planning commission.
Gobble, gobble. Thank you. Same to you. Lynn?
It looks like we will have items for the December 19th meeting, so.
Anything to share at this time, or just, should we be suspenseful?
We have a project for the Greenbridge Tea Room. They'd like to build a 2-story deck for outdoor seating, sort of on the chamber side of the building on the north side. Back this, maybe last winter, we had an applicant come forward with a property on Shepherd Road that they were considering splitting. That applicant has had a survey map prepared. I would expect that at our December meeting.
Addressing also some of the things and issues that were raised
Yes,
when,
yeah, I would expect it to be going for BZA. If there will be an approval from planning commission, it'll be conditional on a BZA
okay,
appeal. Have a business on Dutton Drive that's looking to construct a small solar array. I don't know if that will make it onto the December agenda. That's it. That's all I know of right now.
all right. Things are happening. Whatever they are, they're happening. All right, anything else then, Lynn?
That's it.
I need a motion so that we can excuse Mr. Shebeck from this evening's meeting.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved by Michael and second by David. Roll call?
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Kleinman?
Yes.
Mr. Shipley?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for being prepared for the meeting, making it go smooth, as always. Appreciate it. Have a happy Thanksgiving. 7:15 adjournment.